The way I just spent the past 45 minutes recording this video just to find out that my laptop crashed and I lost the screen recording. So I have to record it again. One more time. I swear to God, no. Okay. Perfect Stranger breakdown. Let's restart once again. I'm actually so pissed. I'm actually so pissed because I'm not even kidding. I'm not even. That's the part though. I'm not even kidding. 45 minutes of speaking to a camera. It's so hot, by the way. It's so hot. I'm in Spain. It's like 35 degrees today. I don't know. I was I was like halfway through recording the video, and I'm like, I was in the pace already. Speaking, talking, blabbing, whatever. And then my laptop says, "Hey, LOL, I'm gonna crash. I'm gonna crash. I'm gonna crash. Okay, I'm gonna crash. You need to do this over." I can't even speak. And I made myself like 2 coffees already, and I had to like refresh the ice because obviously we're gonna be here for another fucking 2 hours. Hello. Moving on. Whatever. This is probably a good thing though, because I was kind of like really awkward, and like maybe, well, now that I've been speaking for 45 minutes, there's no way I'm gonna be awkward, right? I've been doing this for the past hour. Anyway, also, can we all just pretend like my last video never happened? Because I feel like, okay, I'm not embarrassed by it, and I'm kind of also like embarrassed by it. The thing is, I feel like with your first YouTube video, you're bound to be awkward. You're bound to be like awkward and like, kind of weird and shaky. I mean, like Emma Chamberlain, she didn't make her first video and she was like, "Hey guys, what's up?"
Hey guys, it's Emma. Today I'm going to be doing a thrift haul.
That's not how it works. I definitely feel much more confident now on camera. And and I wasn't going anywhere with that. Let us do this breakdown as thoroughly as I possibly can, and I swear to God, if this laptop crashes once again, I'm deleting my YouTube channel. Okay, I have my notes pulled up, Blender pulled up, the screen recording will start in a bit. Hoping, wishing, praying, wanting, needing this thing to not fail again. But we digress. Anyway, Perfect Stranger. This has been honestly one of the most annoying animations I've had to make to this day, and it was only because of one thing: disorganization. Well, the lack of organization. To give you an idea of like how much I could have like done this in like a better way, please, I posted that like what? It will be 3 weeks ago now, right? I started Perfect Stranger April. Late April, but April. I started Please mid-May. Please came out 3 weeks ago. Perfect Stranger is not done. That's what I mean. It's like, and the issue with that thing, it was like, okay, I had this idea for like a little tiny part of the song, which was like pretty much like maybe like the first minute or so of the song. I had an idea for that, and I was like, okay, I want to do that. I really like the song. This is when I started getting into FKA Twigs, Miss Margarita, and I wanted to animate Perfect Stranger, right? But the thing is, I didn't have like a set idea. I didn't have a set idea, but I just wanted to like do whatever I could do. Then we would go on from there, which was honestly a horrible idea because it ended up taking way too long. The part that I knew that I wanted really was when the robot is kind of like in the hospital looking room, sort of. That I had that down. Then when it goes down to Glass Tunnel, I had that down already. And that was honestly pretty much it. And this is the problem. Every single scene, every single set, every single everything after it leaves the tunnel was made day by day. Was conceptualized day by day. I was like, okay, now we're gonna do this, now we're gonna do this. I mean, it was obviously like very much based off of the music video. Like I wanted the music video to be the main reference because I wanted it to be like kind of like a tribute to the music video, which is so great. I recommend everyone watch the music video for Perfect Stranger. But that was why it was kind of so much of a mess, and it just ended up being a short film. I said, you know what, this has to be a short film because this is way too long. This took way too much work for me not to call this a short film, and also it does have a storyline, so technically I can call it a short film, right? Anyway, in total we have 14 scenes, 44 blend files. We obviously have a character animation, storyline, voiceover, so much that I feel like it could have been so much better if I just took 1 or 2 days, sat down on my notes and be like, okay, I'm gonna write this from top to bottom. That's not to say that I don't like the animation, but the only reason I'm not saying that is because it's not done and I have not seen the animation. So it's like the last parts are still rendering, but I mean, obviously I've seen the rest, right? But like pretty much like all of the parts that involve the human are still rendering. The rest is done, but that is still like, you know, I feel like I'm gonna have this done by next week, maybe next week, or in like 3 days. I don't know, maybe, we'll see. So I think first we should talk about the concept which was non-existent. It was very disorganized, and honestly, like every few days I was wondering to myself, like, hey, how can I cut this short? Like, how can I end this right now? Like, how can I like make up a fake ending and like, you know, cut the or like a cliffhanger or something, because I was getting really sick of this animation because I had no idea what to do next. And it really wasn't a short film until I decided that it's probably better for it to not be a short film, but like to have like a storyline behind it, because I feel like people wouldn't really understand what the animation is about. I mean, the song is called Perfect Stranger, so it's like, but then again, yeah, people wouldn't have gotten it without the storyline, I feel like. I wouldn't have gotten it without the storyline, I feel like. And basically what happened is that in the end I was like, okay, how can I use all this, because this was, okay, this is really messy. Basically, let's separate this animation into two parts. The part with the robot and the part with the human that I got from Mixamo, right? Let's just divide that into two parts for a little bit so I can explain this a little bit better. The human was never in the picture. The human was never in the picture until like a few weeks ago. This was only supposed to be about the robot, right? I'm gonna say when I was like 75 or 65% done with all of the robot stuff, I was like, okay, how am I gonna make this footage make sense? Because this robot is just kind of jumping into all of these different spaces, and that's pretty much it. It's like, it's not making a lot of sense, right? So I decided, okay, this needs like to have like a storyline to back it up. And I was like, okay, let's make this scenario. This guy, we're gonna call him Chad. I don't know what his name is on Mixamo, but we're gonna call him Chad. Chad is in his living room one day and he's listening to the radio, and in the radio comes an ad that says, hey, what if you could see yourself from yourself? And that was pretty much the whole storyline of it, because then that kind of explains, like, okay, why is this robot just jumping into all these different scenarios and these different spaces? Well, it's because he's seeing himself from another perspective, and he's kind of like a stranger, and I'm bullshitting so much. And the song is called Perfect Stranger, so it all makes sense in the end in my head. And it's my creative license. I can do whatever the fuck I want. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Anyway, that was pretty much like the whole concept, right? It's like, hey, this guy found an ad. I want to see myself from a different thing. He goes into this lab where they're doing like these experiments, and like he gets to go inside a robot and live all these different scenarios in the same day. And that's pretty much the whole point of the storyline. I felt like that made enough sense. There's a voiceover at the start. If you've listened to, I mean, if you watched the animation, which you should click that button. If you watch the animation, there is a voiceover that is obviously me. I give all the credit to how this voiceover sounds to that one Debbie Ryan video. Because I'm not even kidding, like I recorded that in this closet, right here, behind here. And I like snuck in there, right? Because I wanted like no noise and whatever. And the way I recorded it was like, I had that video, the Debbie Ryan video, and I would watch it like a few times, then I would record. And I would watch and I would record because I wanted that energy. You know, Debbie Ryan's energy in that interview, she's so fucking funny, I swear to God.
I went into the Disney Channel building and I sat down with the president of Disney Channel and I said, I want to make history. And that's what this is.
I also can't really talk about this because I have not even seen the animation right now. Like as we're speaking right now, I have not even seen it. So I can kind of just give you like I mean, then again, I'm the one who made it, so I should know what it looks like from the get-go. The final thing, I don't even know. I think this is gonna be 7 minutes. 6 minutes, maybe, I don't know, maybe. Let's talk about all of the sets, all of the scenes, right? There's 14 scenes, like I said before, or I did not, I don't remember if I said that before. 14 scenes, 44 blend files. Why so many? Because there's so many little cuts, so many little shots that had to be made, and each of these had to be a different file. Well, some of them had to be different files. Then complications with rendering, you have to make separate files, maybe you have a simulation, the simulation goes in this file, and then that file doesn't have it. Whole mess. But there's around 14, I think so. And we're gonna go through them one by one, and sorry, that was so loud. And we're gonna go through them one by one. I'm gonna try to like, not really explain them, because I mean, there's nothing really special about these scenes, right? The camera's just panning through them. There's nothing like really to talk about, but I'm just gonna show them to you, like how they look in the viewport, talk a little bit about them, reference pictures, etc, and then we're gonna go from there. Now, these scenes have very specific names, because like we know, I like to give my scenes names that I understand. I'm gonna list them down to you. First, we have the hospice plus glass tunnel. I'm gonna try to go in order a little bit. The hospice plus the glass tunnel, those are two in the same. The glass box, the mirror room, Peregrine, Nara Smith, Red Berry, doctor's office, space room, doll room, back rooms, living room, and the lab. Well, 12, but you know, maybe there was one more that I missed or something like that. And we're gonna go through them one by one. And I'm gonna need to screen record. I swear to fucking God, if this thing does not screen record, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose my shit. I'm so serious. Screen recording is functioning. Do not let this happen again, I swear. Also, if you can hear like noise in the background, I have neighbors. Okay, so this is the first one. This is what I call the hospice plus the glass tunnel. Why do I call it hospice? Because it kind of looks like a hospital. The first part of the room kind of looks like a hospital, low-key. This is the hospital part, and this is the glass tunnel, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure that the reference image that I got from here, I'm gonna put it on the screen, like pretty much every reference image I used, or some of them, but this reference image, I'm pretty sure this is from Skyfall. I'm pretty sure, I don't know, I've never watched Skyfall, but I think it's from Skyfall. We basically start here. I do not remember where this came from. I don't remember I think I just kind of winged it. I just made, let me just make this room, whatever it looks like, I'm not even making sense. This is why I've recorded this video before. I'm so sick. But no, I don't remember where I got the inspiration for the actual inside of this room, or if I just decided to wing it and just do it myself. I got these pipes going on here. I like these pipes. These pipes are made with geometry nodes, and they're really fun because you can literally just go into edit mode and like extrude them however many times you want and just create just great. Lovely, right? The camera just goes like that, and then blah 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 blah. We've seen that. It goes down into the tunnel. If I can find reference images, I'm gonna put them on the screen, okay? And I'm gonna stop saying that because I feel like I'm gonna say that all the time. But I don't really remember if I got the reference images from where I got the reference images from this. Pinterest is my best friend, yo. Pinterest with everything. Whatever you need inspiration for, Pinterest will have your back. I love Pinterest. Pinterest, please sponsor me. I'm begging. But no, this glass tunnel, and then something that I did a lot in this file is like transitions, right? Because there's so many different scenes, transitions. I really use the thing of like, okay, there's like a sharp edge, you know, at the side of the camera. I'm gonna try to explain. It's gonna look really stupid, but there's like a sharp edge. Then when the camera goes like to the left, it's like there's nothing here, right? So here you just put in the next video that you want. So like this is like the glass tunnel, and this is the glass box, which we're about to see, and it's like you just like kind of transition into that. I don't know if you got that, but I might just put like a thing of how I did it in DaVinci Resolve. Maybe that's like easier to understand. So from this one, let's go into the glass box. I'm so scared of this stopping again. Like generally, I'm so scared. Yeah, so as I was saying, the glass tunnel, the camera was going this way, right? And then there's an edge where there's nothing, and then the back is just transparent. So you can add in a video behind that and like rotoscope it, I think is the proper term. And then as it's like moving, as the sharp edge is moving, the video is right behind. And it's as if like, it's like very continuous like that. So behind the glass tunnel video was this video, and the camera just keeps moving to the left to like give like a smooth transition. Again, with most of my animations, I make really big spaces and I do not use them at all. I don't even know why I didn't use like a singular inch of this place, because I really like it. It's really pretty. Then we zoom in and our robot guy is right there. Sorry, I have gas. And then once again, another transition. it goes down into the next file, which is the mirror room. And this is the mirror room. And once again, the same thing, the mirror room. The video is behind the glass box video. Sorry if I keep doing this, it's really hot. Like, you know when you get sweat, like right up here? I'm just trying to do that. The mirror room video is behind the glass box video. And the transitions, it's below it, so it looks like that set from the glass box is above this, but it's obviously a different file. Like on top of this, there's nothing. It's just that, right? The little squiggly, like the mirror, like moving and warping thing, I did that with dynamic paint. I'm not gonna try and explain that. It's pretty simple though. It's just like, basically these walls are called a canvas, right? These walls are called a canvas, and then I added these UV spheres. Where are they? Where are they? These spheres. And the spheres, they basically just hit the wall once. They look like, so that's why it goes like wobbly like that. And the sphere would be the brush. And you set it to this mode called waves. And then as the brush hits the canvas, it makes this warpy effect, you know? And that's how I got that to look like that. One thing I do a lot is like when I have multiple characters in the scene, which is not regularly because I hate animating characters, and I need them to pop in at a certain moment, I just keep them under the scene. And then whenever they need to come into the scene, I just keyframe them up in like one frame. For example, here there's like obviously just this guy, right? But when the camera comes back, there has to be 3, like in the video. And these guys are still under here. And then at some point, they just shoot up. You know what I mean? You could also do that with this camera thing, this camera icon function. You turn this off, this cube. What is this cube? I don't know what this cube is, but whatever this is, this cube, it would not be seen in the render, but you can keyframe that and you can make it be seen at point X and whatever. But since these are so many objects, it's just better to like keyframe them down and up. At least that's how I do it. And then from here, the transition into the other room, which I call Peregrine. Basically, this part of the song is glitchy. So I wanted the robot to kind of like, to match with the glitch of the song, but then I wanted the other robot in the same room to also shake, so I could just like put those 2 videos on top of each other, cut them up, and as the song is glitching, the video is also glitching. And then when it stops glitching, it's like, it just snaps into the next room. It snaps into the next room. And I felt like that was a nice transition. I really liked it. So basically how you do that is so simple. You just literally copy this character, put it on your next file, make sure like the frame, actually copy the character and the camera so that they're gonna be in the exact same position. Again, put the videos on top of each other on whatever editing software you use, cut it up, and it's gonna look seamless. Perfect, even. Get it? It's like perfect stranger. Okay, whatever. So basically this is the scene called Peregrine. Why is this called Peregrine? A few weeks or days before I made this scene, I watched the movie. What's it called? Miss Peregrine and the Home for the Lost Children, or something like that. I don't know. And I really liked this one scene where all of these guys had like a bunch of like sort of masks or whatever it was, like these like tin masks, and I wanted to use that for this one. What is the context behind this on this animation? I'm not sure. Jesus, what was that? What is the context of that in this animation? I'm not sure. But it, like, the robot is in a room with a bunch of other copies of itself, so it fits into the perfect stranger narrative, right? Of seeing yourself from the outside. That's what I'm talking about. That voiceover is really what's carrying this animation on its back, honestly. But like I said, same camera, same position, same chair, same character, just in a different scene, so that it looks really like, you know, clean, right? And then we have all these other bot guys here. These are the masks I'm talking about. I'm probably gonna put a picture of the actual thing from the movie, but these are the masks, right? Yeah, this part specifically that they're like just going like this, that I saw in the Drums of Death music video. Also by Miss FKA, and I just want to make that again, just here on this animation. Once again, with the transition, the camera moves this way. There's nothing here. I already explained that, sharp edge, whatever. And from this scene, we move on to the one I call Red Berry. Or is it Narrowsmith? No, it's Narrowsmith. Narrowsmith. This was I tried to make this as similar as possible to the music video. This is one of my favorite scenes. I just really like how it looks. But yeah, I just tried to make it as much as possible as from the music video. Pretty sure the music video, the scene from the music video is inspired by Miss Nara Smith. You know her, Miss Home Cook. That's why the scene's called Nara Smith. That's where I was getting at with this. But yeah, Nara. And basically what I had to do here is because since I render in Render Street, and with my subscription plan, it's like you get 15 minutes per frame. But that's the maximum. If your frames take more than 15 minutes to render, your job's gonna get canceled. And what happened was that we have a little bit of smoke here going on, and that's obviously simulation. So I had to basically remove that simulation from this file and put it in a different file. And then in the other file, it's just a simulation with a little bit of lighting and a transparent background. So I could just slap the animation on top so that it wouldn't like exceed the time limit of this one or the time limit of the other one with just the smoke. That's another reason why there are so many files, because stuff like this, like little stuff like this. Then from Nara Smith, we go to the one I call Red Berry, and Red Berry is also directly inspired from the music video. I thought this shot was really pretty and I wanted to recreate that. This is also one of my favorite scenes. It just looks so red. Nothing special here once again, and I did use a little bit of dynamic paint on this thing. Like I said, I deleted the cache thing. This sphere, which was the brush, and this was the canvas. This sphere is parented to one of the bones here, so it's like as the robot is banging on the mirror, the mirror is like moving all squiggly. And then from here we transition into, I believe, would be the doctor's office. The doctor's office was also directly inspired by the music video. You can even see I left a reference picture right here. But yeah, it's just supposed to be the exact same thing as the music video. And then from here, this is the part where she says, "Don't say I don't want to know." And I wanted to have one different shot of all of the scenes that have happened already, with each word of that. So like, don't say I don't want to know. Don't say I don't wanna know. Right? That's why so many files. So I had to make 8 more separate files just for this part, right? And then it ends on the new scene, which I call the space room, which is also one of my favorites. Am I gonna say that about every scene? I don't know. The space room, I did not build this warehouse myself, but the portal machine thing moment going on here, that was me. This is the reference image I used. It is very similar to the reference image, but it's not copying. It's creative license, guys. The robot is here in the middle. I'm not gonna turn it on because it's just gonna slow down my viewport. But yeah, the camera just goes like that and like that. This really is one of my favorite scenes. Because I feel like here I have a really hard time like making things look huge. But with this one, I feel like I really got it right. Especially here. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Especially here. I don't know why. I just love this part. I just love this part so much. And it's just, we go up and we transition into what I call the doll room. This screen recording did crash once again. I'm gonna try to just like add the screen recording on top so that y'all can understand what I'm talking about. But yeah, the screen recording did crash in the middle of the video once again after I re-recorded the video. You know, we're just having so much luck with this one. This is a little bit of a weird scene because here I just kind of wanted to, I just did whatever I felt like doing. Like, this scene doesn't really even make any sense. It just starts in this like kind of hallway, sort of tunnel, wooden thing, and then this thing just falls for some reason. I don't know why, but that happens. And then we go into the main part. Now, this part was inspired by this artist. I don't remember their name. I saw that reference picture on Pinterest. It was definitely Pinterest, and I'm pretty sure it was from an art gallery. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And I really love to like, I love when artists like, you know, a music video when like they cut off the song at some moment and then there's just like this break and then the song comes back. I love stuff like that. I've done that on Please 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 and on The Boy Is Mine too. And I just want to do it again. I just thought this scene was interesting because it's like, well, it feeds into the whole Perfect Stranger thing. Like this room of like faces. I just felt like that was like, it fit with the whole vibe. And then from here, the camera just keeps turning with the beat until it eventually leaves the scene and we go into the back rooms. I feel like I really don't need to explain what the back rooms are, mostly because I don't know how to explain what the back rooms are. But the reason why I put them, well, I wanted to include them in this project was because, what's that statement? Backrooms, no clip, reality. I don't know, dude, I don't know. But it was the thing of like, if you wander too much into the backrooms, you're gonna no clip out of reality. Something like that. And that also aligned with the whole Perfect Stranger thing, right? So I just wanted to include that there too, because why not? And we love the backrooms. I like that eerie vibe it gives, especially with the compositing. I like the compositing of this because like I just wanted to make it really grungy, really like in your face, like sharp and distorted, just like how the backrooms are. Just add a little bit of like sharpening here, glare, lens distortion, and softening. I'm gonna be honest, this part I just included because I wanted to like, it was kind of like a filler scene, honestly. I just wanted to like get rid of this part of the song because I had not a lot of ideas, but I mean it worked, and I like how it looks, right? Then this also had to be like 2 different files because I wanted like this part where it goes into like the void sort of, and like the robot's just falling, to be in slow motion. Blender has this feature called time stretching. Basically, whatever number you put on this, well, minus 400, your clip is gonna be slowed down by that amount, right? So in my case, well, I think, correct me if I'm wrong. Well, in my case, this footage is like slowed down by 4 times, and I can see it in real time that it's slow, and I don't have to worry about it later on. And that was pretty much it for like the robot. The rest of the scenes are focused on the human, Mr. Chad. So let's go into those real quick. So this is basically the living room. I only had one main reference picture for this one. I'm gonna put it on the screen. These little things are dust particles made with an icosphere and a translucent shader. I love to use dust in my scenes. It gives a really nice like ambiance. This is what I want this living room to feel like very cozy, very warm, you know, orange, all that good stuff. Nothing too interesting here, just a little pan, you know. This lamp I made it myself. If y'all want it, I'll put it in the description. It's a cute lamp, buy it. But yeah, that was it for the living room. And then let's go into the other main event, which would be the lab. This file is called Brighter Days, basically because this hallway part, I made it like piece by piece, inch by inch, to look exactly like the Brighter Days Ahead short film. Well, in the film it looks very like sci-fi-ish, you know, like science-y, all that vibe thing. And these characters are obviously from Mixamo as well. I think you can tell because all Mixamo characters have like this really shiny material to them. I don't know why. The main part here, the main reference image for this was I'm pretty sure it's like a German bunker or something like that. And I just used that for the base, and then the rest of it I just filled up myself with whatever I felt like. Some of these models, most of these are from Sketchfab. For this part, I used a lot of Sketchfab models because on Sketchfab it's just so great. You can just like preview your model right there, and I needed a bunch of sci-fi stuff. Sketchfab has a bunch of sci-fi stuff. And this is the control room. Once again, I used little to no of this room. Only this part with like the TVs. Like actually, fucking hell. Let's just continue. We persevere and we hate my laptop with all my guts. What was I even talking about? I don't remember. What the fuck was I talking about? Fans. I had to make a different file because I wanted the fans to move quicker as like the machine started like lighting up, right? So we had to make a different file for that, literally called Brighter Days Quicker Fans. And the only difference here is that these fans are going faster. That's it. That's literally it. Okay, you know what? Because I am so scared of this thing not recording once again, let's have a little no screen recording break. Let's talk about the animation instead. As we know, I am not a good character animator. I am just so lazy. It's just so difficult. Not really, honestly, not really, but I don't know, it's pretty tedious. So the animation for this one was pretty, I don't know. It worked though, I guess. And what I did for this one is that I found out that, hey, you can use auto keying. If you move a different frame and you move the object, it's automatically gonna be like, okay, at this frame, this object is here. Right, you can do that with bones too, but you can do it with bones in real time. So what I did was like, I would literally just press play on the timeline, while holding the bone already, and I would just move it wherever I wanted to move it. But I mean, like, as the timeline is like, you know, like going, right? So at every frame, there would be a keyframe. That's how I pretty much animated the whole thing. So it would be like kind of like motion capture, but not really motion capture, but you know what I mean? It's like I would just like animate as it's going just by itself. And I feel like that gives it like a really nice natural movement without you doing too much. I would do that and then I would go back and like try to clean it up a little bit, and that was pretty much how I got through the animation of this thing. Okay, I'm gonna show you a little bit of my DaVinci Resolve timeline, and then I feel like we can end this video because there's not really much else to talk about, I feel like. Right, so this is my DaVinci Resolve timeline. I mean, it's kind of messy because at the moment, like I said, I'm not done with this, right? This part is only like the living room side. I'm gonna show this to you without any color grading because we don't want my laptop to like crash out on me once again. But this is how it looks like this is Filmic Log footage. I render everything in Filmic Log and OpenEXR, and then I just always see nothing here, right? And as you move along the timeline, if it's gonna move, this is the Fusion page. All of this is just like the text, you know, like the lyrics and stuff like that. And what I wanted to show you is like the whole transition thing, what I'm talking about. I have a mask here, and basically it's what I was saying. It's like as the camera moves, like, and like sort of pierces through the wall, there's nothing behind. It's just like a transparent background like this, right? So I could put a video right below it, like right here. So this is like the hospice, right? And then right below that video is the glass house, or like the glass box, whatever. And then the mask over here, when it's time to transition, I tried to make it as like close as possible to the edge, so it would like look like seamless and stuff. And then like I move it out and there's nothing in the background, so that in the back, then this video is showing up. That's like pretty much how all of the transitions were made, just with a bunch of masks and rotoscoping. And that is honestly pretty much it with the anime. As you can see, we're not done. I'm gonna finish this max in 2 days. I feel like in 2 days this is gonna be like fully done. Then I'm gonna render it, then I'm gonna upload it, and I'm gonna, you know. So yeah, honestly, that was like pretty much it. That was the whole breakdown, as much as possible, as much as we could break down with my whole laptop failing on me multiple times. Hopefully this video was cohesive enough. Hopefully y'all got something out of it, because I just spent the past 4 hours of recording this and I'm so tired. That was it for this video. That was it. We are done, and I will see y'all in the next one.